AJ, good to have you on the show again.
Thanks, Craig.
So litigation is something we want to avoid, right? We want to avoid these legal issues, but they actually are, they're in abundance. I mean, you hear about them all the time. So what do we need to know?
So broad strokes, when people call my office, they want a wide array of information about the strength of a particular cause of action or case that they may have. They want to know about costs. They want to know about timing. They want to know what their rights are. And I think what I've found is it helps to just step back from the process before you step forward and look at what litigation is. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today was what is this process of litigation that you engage in? And
give us a couple examples real quick examples of what you encounter.
Okay. So again, so litigation at a fundamental level is what I call an unanticipated transaction cost. So when you buy a house, you think, okay, I've got to spend $10,000 on refurbing it. I got to buy new furniture. I got to pay the realtor 6%. I got to do X, Y, and Z at closing. And so you've got a mental budget of $50,000 to $100,000 that are going to go into buying the new house, and you get that. Now, what happens when the neighbor is parking his car on your driveway?
Yeah.
You know, what happens when there's a weird encumbrance on there? What happens when the HOA tells you got to remove a kitchen that's been there
I had coffee with a gal earlier this week, and she was discussing with me that she moved in and it was infested with rats. They never knew it. They got a big case out of it.
Disclosure's a huge issue.
Disclosures, right.
Disclosure's a huge issue. Did the buyer know? And so again, before you step into the specifics, do you have a good cause of action against the seller, the HOA, the neighbor, whatever it may be? It helps to understand and put this into context. This is something you didn't plan on. So mentally, you've got to plan on understanding what it's going to cost and what the cost and how long it's going to take. And beyond that, I always talk to people a little bit before they dive into the specifics about the emotional toll, because people don't truly understand what the emotional component costs them. Because after about 6 months of this, people get really mad at first.
Yeah.
After about 6 months and a couple depositions, you know, suddenly that emotional toll plays in, and they've got a lot of other things to factor in. So those are things that I think are really important when you weigh it out and just start thinking about where your compromises lie early on in that situation. Have you reached out to the neighbor? Have you went to the HOA board meeting? Have you submitted a proposal? Have you done what you can do to create the compromise that's going to allow you to live with that property prior to actually initiating the lawsuit? And I'm not saying that an attorney can't help with that, but these are things that it really helps to think about before you actually get in the room with an attorney and you start running the meter.
Yeah, because it can get expensive. It can wear on you. You have other things you want to focus on. My advice would be to reach out to you first and get that advice at least. If mediation is the right way to go, if to actually get into the litigation. And we're seeing this in downtown condos as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. HOAs and downtown condos is a big, huge. HOA litigation is a big deal. To be candid, most of your viewers are probably not going to be able to do a lot about the HOA litigation. That stuff is bigger than an individual consumer. It usually involves a large group of people that have all come together around a particular idea or institution. So I think that is a little bit outside the scope of the people that are watching this show. But the conflicts with the HOAs definitely helps to come get us involved early, help us at least guide you to the first initial steps and how you can try and resolve things in a way that's productive and meaningful before we actually go forward with things. But before that, understand that my conversation is going to be one about how to avoid the process of litigation, simply because
many attorneys take a different approach, right?
You know,
for a future show.
The running joke is your favorite clients are rich, angry, and wrong. So
got it.
Right.
Well, AJ, it's good to have you in here because we talk a lot about real estate and how you go approach buying it, and we speak about it in a very positive way. But look, people run into these situations. You need guidance. My job as a consumer advocate is educated on all things, and this is certainly an important one. We get it online all the time. If you have questions, I encourage you to visit AJ online at his website. Reach out to him there. Get guidance on these things. Get a professional's hand on it, and he'll give you great advice. Earlier this